Hello and welcome back to another episode of Internal Rambles. This is your girl Rochelle. If you are new, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you for tuning back in. Internal Rambles is a very eclectic podcast, the internal rambling racing thoughts of your girl Rochelle. My normal podcast content releases every Thursdays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I talk about everything from my life, my career, anything that is really happening with me, but also I talk about trending topics in entertainment and music around the world. And then I have my bonus content, which has been my reality recaps. I just recently finished recapping the recent season of Married at First Sight San Diego, and also Ready to Love Miami. I also have a new segment, Read with Rochelle. We are currently reading Anxious People, and that is by author Frederick Backman. Read with Rochelle is an unconventional book club where we read a book. We take 2 to 3 months to read it and then we discuss it. So Anxious People we will be discussing on December 8th. And I also have just some other random content, my life updates and my top 5 albums from my favorite artists, etc. It's just a lot of content, and also a really special content segment that started in October is the male perspective with G.O. G.O. is one of my closest friends, and so we talk about a lot of life. Currently it's been relationships, but I'm sure we'll tackle other things, and it's just his perspective on things and my perspective as well. And that's a really straight no chaser. We cutting up and talking about it, talking about a lot of things, and just you don't want to miss that because G.O. is just he gonna give it to you straight. He's one of the realest ones in it. So that is a very exciting segment because it's the only current segment with a guest, but we will be having some more guests in this is season 3 of Internal Rambles. So a lot of great content over here at Internal Rambles. And so I start my normal podcast episodes, Thursdays episode, with either Rochelle's raves, which is something that I'm excited about. I'm feeling really positive about. I'm happy. I'm looking forward to. Or Rochelle's rant, something that's upsetting me, done agitated me, something that's done pissed your girl off. And so I have a rave, and it's just a continuation about something that I talked about in last week's episode, is that I set my goal list, which I do around my birthday. It took me a few weeks to get my goal list together, but just what I would like to try to accomplish in this next hopeful, blessed year of life. And on that list, I think there is 15 items: career aspirations, interpersonal aspirations, personal aspirations. And so I do that to try to be motivated and stay motivated. But also, it's really great to have a goal list because I can take a look back at the previous year, see what I have accomplished, and really just feel great about that, and then keep it pushing. And if I didn't accomplish things, that's okay, because there's always time, hopefully, Lord willing, to do better the next year. I don't dwell on that. I don't think negatively. I don't get down on myself. I just move forward and keep it pushing. And so that really has motivated me, because since I literally did that list last week, and I've already started working on some things. So that's my rave, is just that I really feel motivated. I feel positive. I've already started working on some stuff, and at one particular goal, I've started researching and contacting people and doing information sessions. I'm really planful, and I love to research some stuff. So that just has been nice to just, I'm like, okay, you said you want to do this, or it's something I've been thinking about for some years, and I'm trying to see if I really want to do it or can do it. I wasn't sure what even getting it done or accomplishing it entailed, and that information session was so informative. So now it's just about, okay, I have to take time off from work to do it, and just how can I fit it in my schedule. But I've already started trying to figure that part out. So yeah, that's my rave. It's just I really try to be, if I have a goal, I try to work hard at. If I really want to accomplish it, I try to get it done, and that's always been my lot in life, is or just kind of my thing. It's just like, if one door closes, that doesn't mean that you stop at the goal. It's just you find a different way. And so it's just, I really try to work hard at the things I want to accomplish, and not to stay, even if you feel discouraged, it's okay to feel your feelings, but not to stay there. Now, it doesn't mean that every goal is meant for me, but you still try to work hard at it to attempt it. Just because it didn't work that one time, okay, plan A didn't work, okay, plan B, plan C. So yeah, I'm excited. So I feel motivated, and it's just, if you've listened to my previous content, if you haven't, please do. I was having a real rough week, or it's just like one day was just crazy rough for me. But this past week has been a better week. Not saying that things didn't occur, because things be happening, but I didn't stay there, and I was able to push past it. So it's been a better week, and so that's also my rave. It was a better week, and I had so much to do, and I was behind on stuff, like not real, like my own just kind of internal deadline. Like I wasn't truly behind on things. Everything got done on time, but I don't like to hit that deadline or be right at that deadline. I don't like that. But I was able to get back on track with things and get everything done on time, and so and start working, you start working towards everything else that needs to get done. So yeah, I feel just kind of like, okay, I just had so much. I was like, oh my God, I got so much to do. Oh, the deadline's coming. So just able to knock stuff off the to-do list, and now I feel just a little bit more relief, because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get stuff done, and I hate that feeling. So yeah, it was a better week, and I still feel motivated. It's been positive. So that's just my rave of just. It was more of a positive week. I've been I set the goal list. It's one thing to have a goal list and you just sit it there and it just sits there. But no, I set it and I've been working towards a few things. So, that's my rave. I feel really positive about that. Alrighty, let's get into this episode. Just random things. I don't even know where this may all fully go, but I have been mentioning that I have my normal Thursday episodes that could be my life, my career, etc. But my bonus content, for the most part, since I began, I don't know if I started it, and I could look back, but I'm not going to. Right when I fully began podcasting a year ago, but pretty much for the majority of the time that I've been podcasting, I have been doing reality recaps. So I've done Married at First Sight, I've done Love and Marriage DC, and I've done Ready to Love. I think those were the three main ones. I don't know if there's been anything else. I can't remember right now, but there's always been a bonus content where I'm recapping some reality shows. So I'm done with my reality recaps right now, and there's nothing on the horizon and until at least January. Now there is something potentially in December. The only problem with it is I think it's like a Netflix show, and so if it's the way that I think it is, and they just release if it's like they release all the episodes at once, I don't know how I would review that, because that just seems weird. It just like you can just watch the whole season, and that would be pointless. If they do it where they're releasing a few shows at a time or something like that, then maybe I'll review it. But there's nothing that I want to review. Like I don't really watch a lot of typical. There's something that may be happening in November, but I'm like, I don't think no one would be interested in that. There is a show that I saw like a preview of, like as they are recording it. But when I tell you, it is like the most ratchetest, I would not probably normally watch the show. And I don't want to review a show just to have a show to review. So I'm just I just don't see anything. I've been trying to research a new show that's starting in November. I haven't seen anything. So I don't know. I may be on hiatus of my reality recaps until January, which I'm not too mad at. Like it feels weird because I've done it for so long, but I do have enough bonus content. I have Read with Rochelle, which I could be reading my book, and I do have other stuff. I just thought of another idea that I could do. So I do have filler content, not filler in a negative way. Like I do have things I could do, and it may not be every week, but it could be like every other week, and it's holiday season. I mean, I could come up with some stuff. So I may just have to be a bit creative until January. And one of the things that I was saying is that I want to do like a new show. And there are some new shows, I'm sure. There's one show I have never reviewed, but I know that they're doing a new season. I just don't know when it starts, so I may need to figure out when that's gonna start. But the one thing I did decide I will not do 2 reality shows at a time. So I've been discussing this because I've been like processing this, but just it's just internal rambles. But yeah, there's no Married at First Sight. It's not coming back until Married at First Sight is coming back in January, and there's another show coming back in if I go back on my not doing 2 shows, it honestly, I could see myself if I don't do any reality. Now this internal rambles. If I don't do any reality shows for 2 months and then like 2 shows come on in January, I may go back to doing 2 shows because I wasn't doing it for a few months. That I could see. But yeah, it's been difficult. But if I haven't been doing recaps and then 2 shows come, I may figure it out, because I really enjoy it. The reason why I'm so stressed, I'm like, I really like doing the reality recaps, and it's been a lucrative. Married at First Sight, it has been the real, I get the most out of all the reality shows I've reviewed. That's the highest listenership, but I want to branch out and do other things. So yeah, that's just me processing. But I do have some ideas, and I still got to do my top 5 albums, the hip hop version of it. So we will see. But just some little, I don't know if this is news, little tea. It really ain't no tea, but so Ready to Love recapped or finished. And last week was the finale. So I'm hearing that the next season is going to be in Dallas. And they have been doing like back-to-back seasons, like one in, and then like maybe they give you 2 weeks, maybe 3. But I think it sounds like from like the little rumblings, and I've been doing a little research, and I have been trying to get a little tea. It sounds like they're trying to be a little bit more intentional and not do it back-to-back and incorporate fan feedback. Now what that means, I don't know, because I had said I was going to take a break from Ready to Love because some people don't be ready to love. But then I'm also hearing that they made that if they have casted that season, it may be, I don't know. So we will have to see. Supposedly they're trying to incorporate fan feedback, and that's why they're not doing back to back. But we will have to see, honey. But what I will say is supposedly the next season is going to be Dallas, Texas. So if you watch that show, that's a little, I'm not no insider. I had to research that. And I was really researching. I was like, child. But yeah, that's a little tea. That's a little, I don't know. So we have to see if that's really true. But no, I really do think they definitely did a casting call in Dallas for the show. So if that's next up, I don't know. But they definitely, and I just been researching about what they're trying to do for next season. So we shall see. So Yeah, well, as of right now, there won't be any reality recaps until January. What show that will be, we'll have to see. Probably Married at First Sight. And honestly, if I don't, like I said, if I don't do any reality recaps until then, I will go back to shows. Now, there is a show in December, but if it's the way that I think it's going to be, I won't recap that show. So we shall see. We shall see. And when I decide things, they can be subject to change. But when I said that I didn't want to do 2 shows at a time, it's like if I'm continuing and I'm not really getting a break, I can't do 2 shows at one time. But if I'm like if I had 2 months of a break, 2 to 3 months, well, I can buckle up and hunker down and give some good content for the reality recap. So that's where I am right now. Okay, and I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to be facetious, but I feel like this should be, I'm not going to create a segment of this, but I really could create This Week in Celebrity Divorces. And I mentioned this in a recent episode, like all these folks be getting divorced now. And I know I had said Tom Brady and his wife Giselle was meeting with the lawyers, but I didn't know they really was going to be getting a divorce. And I don't know Tom, I don't follow football. I don't even understand football. I don't know Giselle, but they are officially getting a divorce. And I'm not going to say much about this. I just feel like they've been together for a really long time. I don't know the ins and outs of their marriage. I just think that divorce is, sad for the married couple, for the kids and those involved. So, all the best to them. It's just all these folks getting divorced. It's the divorce rate. We always know that it's high. It's high in general, no matter if you're a celebrity or not. So when they recently officially announced, and I was like, yeah, darn it. I kind of was hoping it was just like one of those rumors, or even if you meet with the divorce lawyer, like nothing is official until you like file or whatever. So, but nonetheless, all the best to them. And I just, it's sad, but I wish them the best, and that they, that they both will heal. And I mean, 'cause I'm sure it's painful. No one wants to get a divorce, and that they are able to just push through and live positive lives despite that they're getting a divorce. So that's that. I'm just like, dang, they really getting divorced, huh? Well, I'm okay. So we're going into the holiday season. Are y'all ready for the holiday season? I feel like this year is just like flown by. It's already November. And for me, I love Black Friday. Are y'all ready for Black Friday? I love Black Friday. I've been doing Black Friday since, I don't even know, man. Like consistently every year, I always make sure I purchase on Black Friday. It's kind of like just, for me, it's a rewarding thing. I've been doing it for at least, I'm just going to pick a number, 15 years. I used to be one of them crazy folk that used to be up at those stores at 4 or 5 in the morning in them lines to get them sales. Now, I have not been in the stores probably in about 5 to 7 years, approximately. Because now you don't have to, because the majority of the Black Friday sales are online. But I can't be in them lines and up early. And the thing that used to tick me off is just like each year the stores do things differently, where like you have to have a ticket to get certain items, or you have to go it's just like it's nothing's ever consistent. So there's no guarantee. It's literally like I think the excitement is it's a lottery. There's no guarantee you're gonna get what you want. Smart people, you bring multiple people with you. You go over here, you go, But I just don't have the patience for it anymore. So I would say fortunately for me, I've never been, where people were knucking and bucking and ready to fight. I've never seen that. I've never been a part of that. But people be ready to like slash, be ready to stab people for items. That is never that serious for me. But yeah, I'm one of them people that be going to them sites, having the Black Friday ads like all in one place. And I be having my little Black Friday list and like the stores and what I want from each store. I'm real serious about it. So, and I remember like there'd be like these videos like, Black Friday sales are a gimmick. There's point in times in the year where you can get these things, but that could be true. But I don't want it throughout the year. I want it during Black Friday. And also, when you think about it, if you want a winter coat, I usually get, for example, winter coats or like winter clothes. That's when I want it, is during the Black Friday sale. It's a great time to just get a lot of things at one time. But also, it's kind of a ritual back in the day when you didn't have as much. It's a great time to just save up your money to get the special item. I used to just get one item, like one major item, and that was special for me. And so it's just something that I go when I do Black Friday shopping. It's usually stuff that I don't really need, but it's something that I, throughout the year I may need, and I just buy it then. So it's just that feeling like I've worked hard. This is my time. I'll save up like my special Black Friday money, and I'll set it aside. But it's just that thing of like, we didn't always have, I mean, I come from but no, we didn't always have, we weren't rich, listen, I know, okay, we had our moments of struggle. So, but when I was on my own, and I knew like what my check used to look like, I had to work hard, save. That I used to get I'm really into electronics, so I would get that nice laptop, or I love music, that real nice iPad, that first Apple iPad or whatever. Like, so it's something that I continued. But nonetheless, it's just like, like a sale be a sale, bruh. Don't hate on our parade. But also, there really do be things that they don't always just be that same price. Like, you gonna get a great, they may go on sale, but that Black Friday sale, they don't get that black. But also, who just be you have to stalk the stores for this price. I know on Black Friday I'm gonna get that deal. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. So I'm ready for Black Friday. The only thing is that my mother, there's something that she wants, and I'm like, I hope that it goes on sale on Black Friday. That's one thing. But other than that, I usually get like some winter clothes. There's certain items, I will tell you, there's certain things I always get on Black Friday that the only time I can get it at that price is if I find it on clearance. That's it. You got to get it on clearance, not a sale, clearance. So, I just be mindful. I enjoy Black Friday, so I'm excited about that. And then there's like, for New Year's, it's kind of like things that I do for myself. Even if I hang with family or whatever, it's just like certain things I do by myself. So I have little plans for myself. And so I'm just excited for the holiday season. And yeah, so, are you guys excited for holidays? I don't know. Some people don't be, and I can understand that. Because I know like holidays sometimes, not sometimes, it's a remembrance of those that are not here. But I just try to make the best of it too, and I have my job. You have my moments sometimes. I have my moments alone by myself with my drink in my hand. And nobody knows about that really, but I guess I just told. But, grief and loss be what they are. But, I do just try to celebrate life too and just have a good time. And holidays are never going to be the same, but you just try to celebrate. And I just remember, well, I won't get into that. Yeah, I won't. That may be another episode, but I am excited just to, I don't even know what I'm doing for Thanksgiving. Actually, I do probably know. Well, there's two potential things I may be doing for Thanksgiving. And then like, I work for Christmas and then New Year's. I don't know. That's kind of up in the air, but I do know one thing I'm doing for New Year's, but, yeah, I don't know. I try to have some enjoyment out of holidays as much as possible. You know, I really enjoy Black Friday. That was the point, is I'm excited about Black Friday shopping, and I don't really be caring about holidays really, but I'm trying to get out of that. I think that, I don't know if I fleshed that out. I didn't flesh that out. I really don't. I care about the holiday and like a religious aspect of Christmas. And, you know, I see my family, I always love to spend, like, that's important to me. But, like, holidays never has been the same for me since my father passed. It's always, but I always try to make it special for my younger brother and then my mother. But for me personally, I just be like, it's just a day. But I've been trying to not feel that way anymore. Like, celebrate the holiday and, you know, be more intentional about that. Have a bit more holiday spirit, even, you know, and not force it, like really feel it. So I think this year I for the first time in a long time, I think I do feel a little more holiday spirit. So maybe it's looking up for me. I don't know. But I'm always excited for that Black Friday. Wow, this has been like really like train of thought. Like, I don't know, I've been sharing a lot, which I don't mind sharing, but I don't think I meant to. I had topics, not really, but I went off into tangents, which is great. But I was like, I'm sharing a lot of personal stuff here, which is fine, whatever. I'm not really used to being as transparent normally, but it's okay. Here's my podcast, Internal Rambles with Rochelle. So the last thing is, and I don't know where I'm gonna go with this, but I struggle with like sleeping, and like I have sleep, like I have like those watches that tracks your sleep, and I used to always say, I sleep lightly, and I don't know if people believe me, I don't know, but I knew I sleep lightly. And so then when I used to have the watches, I haven't looked at, but I haven't looked at the like analytics in a long time, but I know it shows like your light sleep or when you were awake and your REM. And so it literally showed that most of my sleep is light sleep. I don't get much REM sleep, and deep sleep, you can just forget about it. And so that was kind of, not that I'm grateful for that, but it was validating that I know I don't get deep sleep. So nonetheless, like I have very vivid dreams. I'm not going to really go into like a lot of depth in that. But I used to say like, man, maybe I should like journal or document like the types of dreams I have. But then I was like, girl, if you document your dreams, you may drive yourself crazy and run to the nearest therapist. I just have the craziest dreams. And lately, I'm remembering my dreams a little bit more than normal. And I'm dreaming a little bit more than usual. But the weird thing is that I wake up and then my dreams are so odd that I could not tell you what happened in my dream. I just wouldn't be able. They're so nonsensical that it's just like I wouldn't even know to be like, okay, so then there was this guy named Joe, and he went to the store and he bought a pack of Now and Laters, and this didn't happen. I'm just saying, like, it just like it does, the dots don't connect. They're just so strange that I'm just like, I couldn't tell you what happened in these dreams because I'm just like, I don't know how to. So I'm just like, my dreams have just been so weird. And there have been times where I used to look up sometimes, like, okay, I dreamt I dreamt this and what does it mean? Sometimes I'm like, nah, that means nothing to me. And other times I'm like, oh yeah, I could see that. But I know that, like, you know, like subconscious mind versus conscious mind, that could just, yeah, but I guess sometimes I know that I like internal rambles, my mind races, normally when I'm awake. And so sometimes I'm just concerned that my brain is just so active because my dreams are so vivid. I'm like, girl, why your brain so vivid and active because my dreams just be like, I always say I'm not a creative person. That's not, and I had to stop saying that. But how weird and like literally creative my dreams be, to me, I feel like that my brain is just super when my brain should be resting because I'm asleep. Yo, my brain be having a time because they be so creative. Yeah, that's that. So I'm just like, dreams, I don't know, I do know, like, so there's sometimes I will say this, and I don't know if I don't care about sharing it. Like sometimes when you like, because I'll be having dreams where I'm like, I don't curse in real life. I'll be cussing somebody out. And it's because I'm pissed off with them in real life. And so I understand that. I'm like, girl, you don't even say these words in real life. But boy, they be every MF and you getting on my F. And I'm like, you don't even scratch. And I'm like, do you like repent for the cuss words in your dreams? Like, I'm not cussing in real life, Lord. Bro. And there's really only one person. I tell you, there's one person in my life who can get under my skin that much. In my dreams, I'm telling you, they get not constant like every week or even month, but they've had multiple cousins out in my dreams. Like, bruh. Yeah, okay. So and the reason why I have been dreaming a lot, and I don't always remember my dreams, which is fine. And I think I've been struggling with my sleep a little bit more than normal. And then I can't understand or explain like if I don't really I don't talk about my dreams with people usually, but it's just like I wake up and I be like, what happened? They just be I have crazy dreams, but they're so crazy where I couldn't even, if somebody like, if I be like, I had a dream, they'd be like, what happened? I couldn't even tell you. Not because I don't remember, it's just like I couldn't even, they're so out there and out of space. I couldn't even begin to tell you what happened in this weird darn dream. So I'm like, child, I don't know. I need my brain to do a little better. Like if I'm gonna dream a lot, let's just have sensical dreams. You know? I don't know. Do y'all be dreaming? Some people don't. I think that's I know people that do like, I never have dreams. You never have dreams? Like, that's so weird to me because I don't always dream, but like every night. But I definitely dream. I don't remember a time where I never had a dream. Yeah, okay, let me not. You don't ever dream? That must be deep. Is that deep sleep when you don't dream? And I sleep so like literally a pin, and I'm so glad I started tracking. I had to watch the track that sleep. I know I sleep pin drop. That's why I can't stand like really like rickety houses. Like if I'm at some place, that's why like hotels I struggle. I always have to have something in the background and like blur sounds out. I sleep so. I don't know, when I had a cat, I don't know how. Oh no, I used to wake up. I was like, how did I have a cat when she used to like do things? Oh, I used to wake up. There was no. Yeah, I used to wake up. That's it. So yeah, that's it. I know this is really random, and the crazy stuff is like I was at work. I was like, oh, I got a blog. And I just come up with random topics. Like that's how my brain just be like, oh, okay, that's what we're talking about. So thank you for tuning in, and I really appreciate all of you. I really do. I appreciate every listen, every download. I just want to talk about some upcoming content. If I may, can y'all bear with you, girl? Got some exciting stuff coming up. So like I said, the next segment, the next installment, maybe I should call it, of The Male Perspective with GL is coming out in November. Now, I could give you a date right now. I do know the date that it's a projected, the date that I'm projecting. But I can't guarantee that. When I do know like the definitive date, I will announce that. So I don't want to announce the date that I do want to release it and it doesn't release that day. I probably could tell you the actual date next week of when that will release. I should be able to do that next week. But I'm excited. Yep. Topic for The Male Perspective with Geo. So be on the lookout for the next installment of The Male Perspective. And then we are, like I said, we're reading Anxious People. I will do another check-in in November, and then we will discuss it in December, on December 8th, and then January will be the second book. I do not know what that book is. If you have any recommendations, please email me, internalrambles@yahoo.com. I do have a potential book idea, but I don't think that it's right, like a right type of a book. So I'm on the fence with it. So I don't know. More on that later. But what I will do is the plan right now, subject to change, at the end of us discussing Anxious People, I will announce the book for January. I'm not gonna hold on that. So that will happen then. Exciting times. And then it's coming, y'all. It's coming. Actually, this is the goal, is that I'm recording this episode and then the next day I'm going to record. That's the plan. In November, you will get the next installment of top 5 albums from my favorite artists. And it's going to be hip-hop artists. I'm on the fence with, like, because these two artists have released or are releasing music within, like, super close to each other, so I'm like, that's why I'm on the fence, and I really love. But I don't know who it's gonna be, but it will happen. It's gonna come. Super excited about that. And so I mentioned last week that DVSN, their name is actually Division, they released their new album on October 28th, and I was like, yo, so most likely this song of the podcast is going to be a song for them. Now, true transparency, life has been crazy. I was doing multiple things, and so I really need to sit and be truly intentional and listen to every song. But the album is good. I do have a song on the podcast, but I can't say it's my favorite song on the album. I do love it, but there could be other songs. I know I was vibing to multiple songs, but is this my favorite song of the album? I don't know. I really, really love it. I don't know. So there could be more DVSN songs coming, songs of the podcast coming, but I will say I did not listen to it in my normal, not distracted way. But this song is awesome. It's great. And it was the first song. I wasn't able to listen to the album, and then, like, this was the first song I was like, I need to repeat. And there was other songs I probably could have, but the time constraints and everything that I was doing. So nonetheless, it's a great album. You gotta listen to it. They giving that real R&B. I adore DVSN. They have not released an album that I have not liked. Just saying, and I'm a true critic. Okay. And so the song of the podcast is Division's Get Even, off of their Working on My Karma album that was just released. Like I said, it's a great album. Check it out. Please listen to it. So I'm just really excited for them, and I can't wait for them to tour, and I would love to see them headline. So really excited for what is to come for them. So that is that. Listen, thank you for tuning in. You can reach me pretty much everywhere that you get your podcast content. I also release my audio over on YouTube. You can search for me, Internalrambles, no space, and your girl will pop up. Tell your mother, your sister, your cousin, your brother, your auntie, baby daddy, whoever about me so that they can also get this great content too. And like I always say, take care of yourself, and if you are able to, take care of each other. And until next episode, this is your girl, Rochelle.